Stop Oil activists are trying to block another bus, but unfortunately for them, this driver is apparently transporting migrants to housing and simply refuses to stop. As the protesters are upset at this man in particular getting his front seat safari-like view of the indigenous unemployed behaviors. Now, their official social media post said the bus had the intent to end them as they were sending refugees to a prison and calling for more people to join in on getting run over. But other Twitter users call out that the asylum seekers are getting sent to Bibi Housing Barge, which, to be fair, it does look like a floating prison, but it appears to be good enough for several major energy companies to house their employees, which, to be honest, I've stayed in similar accommodations before and they're not fun. But the sad reality is, there's no other realistic solution to house hundreds of thousands of migrants that would otherwise be on the streets. But what I don't understand is how they went from stop fossil fuels to stop putting people on boats. Because the only commonality that I can see is that these are both very complicated social issues that can't possibly be solved by vehicular vermin blocking buses. But somehow, somebody is financing this because it aligns with particular political values. The sad part being, they don't operate on behalf of the greater good, they only favor whoever is currently higher on the oppression tier chart. And just like when the oil activists clashed with the Pride Parade and found out real quick, they just discovered that migration currently outranks the environment, so nobody is going after that bus driver. On top of that, Twitter users shame them for blocking the roads, pointing out that this is unemployed behavior, and shame them for exaggerating what happened to them in the headline. I just think it's tragic how at some level, these eco-foot soldiers that are willing to put their bodies under buses have to know how contradictory and nonsensical these protests are, as there are actual ways to help protect our environment, but they're just too useless to actually know how. As one person on social media suggests they do something very unlawful and a horrendous idea, so the oil activists reply asking them to teach them how to do it, and the guy's reply is, "No, I'm too busy with my job and my family." So I don't know if this is irony, a troll, or just plain hilarious that the only person that had actual knowledge on making their roadblock effective, although it's a terrible idea, but they were too busy having a life to waste their time being an activist. Which I really wonder if the Stop Oil social media account manager took that interaction as a moment of reflection, thinking, why is everybody that joins our movement a useless person? As across Germany, the only message I'm getting is, they have toddler-like emotions and fragility. Or best case scenario, they have a lot of free time. Because looking at this video, I don't see people afraid of climate apocalypse. It just looks like a bunch of kids getting ready for a ride at Disneyland. I guess at some level, I'm just kinda jealous of all these people that have this much free time to be useless all summer, with seemingly no worries that they'll go bankrupt and end up on a diet of ramen noodles and Taco Bell hot sauce packets. But if you appreciate my concise, lighthearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on the moment the police finally took off the kid gloves when dealing with these climate change activists.